Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that ruled well, taught me this truth. Peace and shalom to the icon that's pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, in truth and sincerity, shalom. This is the brother Zion Amath once again from the GMS Detroit by Camp, coming to you with a quick video through the spirit. I was watching this, if I'll play a snippet of it, but right here it says that's nature for you. An eagle rips a snake apart and eats it alive while it tries to escape. Right, and this is spiritual. This is the Most High. Yet again, if you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, this is a spiritual sign showing that Esau, the so-called white man, who is the devil, right, that the Bible speaks of, he's on his way out. The Most High is about to take this devil out, right? Because if you know the scriptures, right, you know that Esau is represented by the eagle, which today, you have America. You look at the back of your dollar bill, what do you see? The eagle. And who's the head honcho, of America? It's a so-called white man. Right, that's without a shadow of a doubt. Now, secondly, also, the so-called white man is also represented as a serpent, as a snake, right? Because of his wicked, cunningly ways. The way he does the way he moves through the earth. Period. Right. This is the ways of a serpent, because he uses deceit, to make gain over the people. All right. When you read Genesis, I believe the 3rd chapter, right, it talks about the serpent, right, that basically deceived Eve in the garden. Well, that same spirit that was in the garden then is here now. All right. And it's in the and now that basically that spirit is in the body of the so-called white man. All right. The whole nation of people has the spirit of a serpent, the so-called white people. All right. Esau, Edom has the spirit of a serpent. All right. Because if you know anything about reincarnation, dealing with Cain, dealing with the serpent, all right, that spirit was basically reincarnated into Esau when Jacob and Esau were born. So basically all these spirits, these representations, all right, well, Salaki, dealing with the eagle and the serpent, all right, these are basically mascots, if you will, representations of the so-called white man, all right, when you read the scriptures, all right. Matter of fact, well, I want to play this, and I'll get a few scriptures on it. So you have the eagle, that's an eagle there, that has the serpent pinned down, and he's eating them alive, right? This is spiritual, This devil on his way out, man. He on his way out. The so-called white man's kingdom has fallen, right? Babylon has fallen. So that's that. All right. Real quick. Let me get, this is Revelation 12 and 9. It says, and the great dragon that was cast out, that old serpent, right? See, the Most High, he uses metaphors, to explain things, parables, all right, to explain things, all right, spiritual things, all right. So this dragon is basically going into the Roman Empire, but it makes a reference of the old serpent, meaning now if you know anything about the Roman Empire was ruled by Edomites, all right, so-called white people, all right, but then it makes reference to that old serpent, showing you and telling you through the spirit that the spirit that was in those Romans is the same spirit going back, right, to the serpent in the garden. It's the same spirit, all right? The Most High deals with reincarnation, called the devil, all right? That's why we say that the so-called white man is the devil, all right? If you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, say, and Satan, right? The word Satan meaning adversary, right? When you watch the way this so-called white man moves, all right, he does everything adverse, okay, contrary to what the Bible speaks of as far as righteousness sake, right? This devil doesn't have a righteous bone in his body, okay? It says, which deceiveth the whole world, all right? Going back, what? To the serpent. Again, how he deceived Eve, all right, into eating of that fruit, all right, which is another lesson, but just for the sake of time, you know, right, he deceived Eve, all right, and then Eve, all right, basically deceived Adam, and they ate thereof, all right, which is basically going into philosophies, all right. They didn't eat fruit literally, but they took on basically other ways, other customs, a different way of life. They went out of the way of understanding, all right. They didn't fall off after Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right. It said he was cast out into the earth, and the angels were cast out with him, all right. So I read that just to show, you know, that serpent, okay, was dealing with Esau. Now, real quick, this is Mark 3, and I want to say 23, because when I saw this video right away, instantly, it made me think of the scripture that talks about Satan being devised against Satan, right? And that's what was going on. That's what was going on in that video. That the Most High is showing something spiritual that's about to take place. All right? Satan against Satan, so-called white man against himself. All right, where you're basically about to have Russia, okay, that's going to come against America, as well as other nations. All right, but Russia is a chief, is a pivotal piece of this prophecy of America being taken down. All right, but this is Mark 3 and 23, and it reads, and he called unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, right? Because the so-called white man is ruling, all right, this kingdom, as it were, right? He's the one that's in control, all right? You so-called Negroes, Blacks, and Native Americans, y'all have no say. These other nations don't have no say. Everyone, all right, to do anything, they have to go through the so-called white man, all right? It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself, right, the eagle over that serpent, all right, Esau versus Esau, and be divided, meaning they're going to be at odds, all right, they ain't going to see eye to eye, all right, he cannot stand, but have an end, okay? And that's what's about to take place, all right, as the scriptures say, Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, all right? So, hey, Lord willing, this was edifying. Hey, with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that root well. And peace and salutations to the icon that's pushing his word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.